Good morning,
Hey, Bonnie.
gentlemen. How are you
Hi,
today?
Morning.
hi, Bonnie. How are you?
I'm
Good. How
great.
are you?
I'm great. Greetings from Toronto, Canada.
Wow, I love
Ah,
Toronto.
right.
Always welcome. You guys are
You have a
always welcome.
Canadian.
Congratulations on this. Shaz, let's start with you. Where did this idea come from? I mean, you had a very lovely career in Pakistan, and now you're taking on all these hats. Like, were you having a crazy moment or something?
I don't know. Yeah, it is wild, right? I ejected out of that as things were going really well and decided to do this little movie. But it was, to be honest, it was kind of I had to do it. It was compelling. It was driving me crazy. I think I wouldn't have been sane around my family if I didn't actually go for it. So yeah, the
Good
story
for
was
you.
brewing for a while, and yeah, I wanted to tell this mixed martial arts tale that's modernized, but it has these deeper themes, this transformation of a character by going back to his, motherland and
Yeah.
meeting his estranged grandfather and learning to face some of his deepest truths and strip everything away to look at himself, which in our culture right now, seems to be everything's external and noise out there. The internal is not being really looked at, and
Yeah.
especially in a sport like MMA where it's so brutal and all that, he learns it the hard way because just blind ambition won't get you there. So yeah, there was a lot of different elements at play, but that was the
Yeah.
genesis of it.
Yeah, no, fantastic job. Congratulations. Faran, for you, a little different from what we've seen from you lately in the past, or, what was it about this script? Not only come on as this wonderful grandfather, but also producer on the film. And, I'm sure your wisdom kind of spilled onto Shaz, I would think, for sure.
Oh, wow. I mean, let's not give me wisdom is a big word for me.
No,
But
it
yeah,
definitely did.
I think
Being humble.
from the get-go, from the get-go, when I first met Shaz and I heard the story, I knew I need to be part of this for many reasons. I think such a beautiful way to show two different cultures and yet
Yes.
finding what is the common denominator in all of us as humans, not just as cultural differences, but as who we are as humans, and also uh, this idea of how to balance your skill, your technique with your spiritual center. And I
Mhm.
think that was the biggest thing that attracted to me, that how do we tell that story and how do we get that message out to people, no
Yeah.
matter what walk of life you're in. But as long as you have your skill, which we can work on, the physical pain and the mental pain, but as long as your spirit is intact, and as long as you're rooted, that's when you find your best potential in yourself. And I think that's the biggest message of this film, and that's what attracted me. And
Yeah.
hopefully the audiences will also pick up on that.
Oh, 100%. And Shaz, like I said off the top, I mean, you wear so many hats, writer, producer, star, director. You probably took care of craft service. I don't know. You did everything here. But let's talk about the martial arts
Eating the sandwich
aspect.
is true.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe get your mom to make some sandwiches or whatever. I mean, it's all good. It's all good, whatever you can do. But no,
I
serious.
laugh because it's true.
No, but seriously, can we talk about the martial art scenes? Because first of all, had you done that before? And second of all, like, how do you not get worried that you're not going to get injured? I mean, you got to really prepare for that part of the film.
It was that was pretty evident right off the bat. It was in the research of the movie, and I realized these MMA fighters I was meeting, I mean, I just so much these men and women I had so much respect for them that I couldn't phone it in. So it had to
Yeah.
be that sort of level of dedication, learning all these disciplines, and to be ready for when we are doing the fight scenes. So my choreographer Jason Bukic, he was extremely adamant that we do it realistically. So we were like just constantly talking about it, and I was just deep into training in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing,
Wow.
wrestling, all these different disciplines. And then so that my body was ready when we were going into the scenes. Now I did get injured, but because I was, I had some experience leading up to it, it helped. That didn't stop the injuries from stopping. Obviously, they kept accumulating, but the show must go on. So
Oh,
we had to
yeah.
roll.
Yeah. Frank, can you
Yeah.
talk about what it is that bonded you with Shaz? I mean, it's such a special relationship in the film. And as you said earlier, and it really struck me about the cultural, importance about how listen, I used to spend so much time as a young kid with my grandparents and everything, and they just imprinted so much on me. Talk about the bond between the two of you.
I think the film is just an extension of the bond that Shaz and I have, and I think there's certain people you meet in your life from the get-go. You go that this person is going to be part of my life for as long as I live, and Shaz is one of those people. So hopefully, and I think the movie is just an extension of that. And I think you're right. This idea of the grandfather figure, because I think grandfathers or grandparents have a slightly better bird's eye view of where kids are. Parents are too focused on trying to make the kids survive. That's times that the grandparents can pick up on those things. And I think this idea of an older martial artist also seeing his own reflections in this young man. And making sure that he doesn't make the mistakes that I might have made in my life to get where I am. I think it's a beautiful way of connecting families.
Yes.
And also finding a bond, whether you are from this part of the world or some other part of the world, how to find that human bond. And I think that's the biggest thing. And that bond between Shaz and me is going to go for the rest of our lives.
That's lovely. And Shaz, go ahead.
But there was nobody else that could play the part, and that's because I knew there's a subtlety in the performance that needed to be expressed, and then also this fusion of cultures too. Not many actors would have been. So I was literally like, there would be no movie if he didn't say yes. So I was like begging him, please do it. So I'm just glad he did.
Yeah, and Shaz, what did your family say when they saw the film?
They haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
they're gonna see it.
Okay.
My mom has a really bad memory. I showed her a rough cut. She doesn't remember any of it. She's like, I was asking her about these scenes, and she's like, oh, I never saw it. I was like, all right, you guess you'll just watch it in the theater. So they're watching it in Pakistan for days.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And just to wrap up, Faran, I have to address your life in the Marvel universe. I mean, we're going to get the new series from you, Vision Quest. I can't wait. What is it like for you? Like, how life-changing is it to become part of that? Like, talk about, being a bond with Shaz for the rest of your life. Hello, you're in the Marvel universe for the rest of your life.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, look, it's a beautiful, wonderful challenge. We're doing a series. I'm reviving that character that I played
from Iron Man
17 years ago. Yeah,
I know, right?
This is 17 years after. Yeah. So that's a beautiful challenge. How do we see this character grow and where he's gotten to in this universe? And so you will see there's some great surprises. How the character has evolved, how the story has evolved, how this whole universe has evolved. So hopefully people will pick up on that.
Are you kidding? We're so excited. I can't even believe it. I got goosebumps talking to you about it already.
Amazing.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. Shaz, you've done a wonderful job with this film. Honestly, it's kudos to you. I know we're going to see lots more from you. So congratulations, and thank you so much for your time today, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, take care. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.